Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Same map, same players, same positions. Paralyze in the top leftish area, and in this right-hand spawn we have JYJ. That previous game I actually did quite enjoy. It's kind of cool to see JYJ do the Marine SCV Vulture pull against the Rangeless expansion. It was pretty trendy for a little bit, and then it kind of fell off. People were getting pretty good at holding it by sending their first Dragoon out very, very quickly and kiting everything all the way back, then pulling probes to deal with it. But the one thing I noticed from JYJ in that game, he pulled more probes than we normally see. Like, he pulled it like it was a Nexus bust, which was really, really good. And also, he utilized the high ground a little bit while walking over. But yeah, I think Paralyze could have done slightly better there, but so could JYJ. So kind of cool to see. I wonder if that's going to make a resurgence. I know that I personally had a lot of success with that for a while, and then definitely noticed that the success rate of that type of bust went really far down against the Rangeless expansion, which is super, super popular. And actually, it's an important back and forth part of the metagame I want to mention, because Rangeless expansion is particularly strong. As far as a teched expansion, it's the strongest opener against a factory expansion. Okay, so whereas if you get range and expand, that's the stronger opener against a gasless expansion, because a factory expansion doesn't really care if you get range quickly. It slows down your base to get range quickly, and you normally have a Vulture out there, so it's hard to put pressure on because mines could get laid behind. Your siege tanks are faster. You already have some Marines in a bunker, so it's like it's not much of an issue. Whereas it's pretty hard to punish the absolute speed of the Rangeless expansion with a factory expand. And the only way that people have really come up with is the exact build you saw from JYJ, which, as I just mentioned, you know, has gone up and down in terms of viability and win rate in the matchup. And then you look at gasless expansion, of course, your factory's a little bit later, so if they happen to go range before their Nexus, then it's just a much faster pressure on your bunker, a lot more repairing, and it just becomes very annoying because you lose a lot of minerals. Like, it's hard to produce out of your second factory. It's hard to get your second gas because you end up repairing with 4 or 5 SCVs really quick, which basically each SCV that you see repairing, it's like not only is it missing that mining time, but it's also taking money that other SCVs are mining. So like a friend of mine, Dunebug, calculated it once for me, and it came out to, for each Dragoon attacking your bunker to keep it healed up, it's as if you lose, and this is only a general number because obviously saturation per patch and speed per patch and things are different, but it's generally 2 times the Dragoon count plus 1 is like how to do it. So like when I play single player and I'm calculating builds, you know, and you know the timing, it's like 425 is the quickest range. So like you can have a couple Dragoons attacking your bunker at that time. So then it's like, okay, 2 Dragoons are attacking. Okay, that's 5 SCVs, take off the minerals, and that'll basically account for how much money those Dragoons are sucking up from you. Okay, anyways, I've been talking too much about these obscure single player practice. This is what the cost of it is. Sorry. Okay, taking a look here. Yeah, this was the very fast expansion. Once again, like a 305 Nexus. Vulture coming up. He's going to be able to block that with the Dragoon. You're not even going to try to get that pass. No way, no how. Mines on the way. We see no bunker. And yeah, like, he should be fine because it's a gasless expansion. I mean, not a gasless expansion, a rangeless expansion. If it's range, you just have to make the bunker or you just die. You have to make it very quickly, because if they go range quickly, like, they are going over there to punish you. Okay, so this Vulture, this is great chasing. The Vulture should just barely get away with 5 health. Oh, no, he just barely misses that shot. I thought he was going to get in range going up that ramp. Another Vulture coming out. JYJ is looking to lay a few mines down and get some sort of map control. It can be very frustrating in this type of situation. Excuse me, where they just keep blocking your Vulture. Okay, he's going to get 2 probes with it. So, like, that's an okay trade, the Vulture for 2 probes. He's going to want to lay a few mines here. And, of course, he was being chased so much that does open up the opportunity to lay some spider mines down. So, yeah, he's going to lay these very, very defensive mines. Doesn't have a full scout of what's going on, but it looks to be Quick Observer with 2 gate, just the very standard opener that we're seeing from everyone. And, yeah, Armory into that eBay. This is actually right at this moment my favorite overall build order. The 3 vultures with mines into the armory, into the eBay. I actually think that this is pretty good right now. Like, there was a little period where, like, it was all about opening with 2-fact, but you kind of can't deal damage anymore. Like, people are very good. If you look at this, like, look at this spread of Dragoons. He's going to see you coming as quickly as possible. He's basically non-stop production on 2 gateways plus Observer, and that kind of holds all the 2-fact stuff. Like, if they're out of position, yeah, a 2-fact can still, like, an expansion into 2 factories push can still do some damage for sure. Like, you'll win games off of that sometimes. It's just you have to look at not just like, oh, this sometimes wins games, but also look at win rates. And, like, people are very good at this type of play that blocks that, and they get a quick 3rd Nexus. It's always by about 6:30 you're going to see this Nexus go down. Watch, you'll see. In the next 10 seconds, he'll make this. But yeah, and then it's like, okay, well, you're putting on this pressure. It didn't really do anything. 626. And when you go for a build like this, it kind of strengthens your mid game because you're not spending a ton of money on the early game units that aren't getting anything done. So instead, you're like, yeah, you know, the vultures are kind of getting some scouting done, some map control. I have a general idea of what he's doing. And now we can add the factories at a better time, right? Like, we'll probably see him go up to 5 factories by 8 minutes or so. Now, the Dragoons coming out, and they're going to clear a few of these mines. They do run into one there because the Observer's a little bit slow. We don't see the tech yet. I would be super surprised if we don't see Reaver tech come down right now. There it is. Paralyze is very much a modern Reaver user. Very good with the speed shells and everything. I guess last game he didn't look that way, but he is. He's very good at that. 3rd factory actually very, very fast here. That's kind of interesting. Okay. I'm on board. Yeah, and he got the academy with really good time. I'm fascinated by this. I wonder what the idea is, because a lot of times what you do is you just kind of bank up money a little bit and then just add like 3 at once. By getting this one more quickly, you're kind of committing yourself to making more units out of this one more quickly than the other ones being added, which will slow down the adds of the other 2 factories, very likely. Not 100%, like maybe he just squeezed it in still. You can always skip a unit, right? Like there's a lot of flexibility in build orders. I'm just kind of talking in the general gist of things, the general ideas that get followed. Oh, little starport hidden down in the bottom. Oh, now that 3rd factory makes sense. Now it makes sense. I just got some chills. This is actually very cool. First off, this is just such a worthless location. There is no reason for anything to fly through here or walk through here right now. It's just not a location of any value. It's not something you're thinking of. Which, of course, makes it a good place to hide things. And that's how the hide meta develops. But that's a talk for another day. So he added the 3rd factory. He's going to basically produce more steadily while he tries to get his upgrades going more. Now, like, by hiding this, there's no observer in there. And that's really important. He is going to get a dropship as well. So this is actually like kind of a... This is like, if you cover this up, you're like, who's playing this? I might guess like Sock here. This is a more Sock-esque type of game where he's kind of giving himself everything. He's got comsats, missile turrets, upgrades with +2 going. You know, he's got like a weird number of factories and a weird looking army that can't quite attack, but can defend everything very, very well. And in a very weird situation can find a good attack, right? Like it's a very cool looking game, a very different looking game. But like, if you know that your opponent, and by the way, he is sending over that dropship. If you know your opponent's going like an upgrade Terran type of play, you can do something like go 5 Nexus right away. In this situation, you might be looking at, and he doesn't have an observer in there right now. That did just get scanned, but you wouldn't be completely sure of these things. You'd play a more timid approach. And we can see 6 gates right now, Templar Archives, getting some upgrades. Okay, 4th Nexus, that's a normal time 4th Nexus. We don't see him rushing to another Nexus. So I think he's probably a little confused. And there's one other thing I want to point out after we see this battle right here where, he was just out of range there, just out of range. But look at this. Notice how there's only one armory. This is crucial. Because if an observer is in here, and I actually don't even know that JYJ knows 100% that there's not an observer in there, but like if there's an observer in here and you see 2 armories, then you're like, oh, what? He's going upgrade Terran? Whereas here, you might look at this and say, oh, he's getting +1 armor. That's normal. Very cool looking game. So he sets up a nice siege here. Beautiful siege here. Some mines, missile turrets. Getting that 3rd base up. These are just chilling. I don't know if he's going to try to float these back or not. Might be okay to just leave them. I mean, as the game goes on, replacing those isn't that expensive, but it can be annoying to replace the science facility if you're waiting on an upgrade. Storm and speed for shuttles on the way. Yeah, this looks to me like I actually really love this position that he's gotten himself. The fact that he's going to have +2, that's absolutely fantastic. There's his 2nd armory coming up. Really great time for that. Nothing weird about that whatsoever. At this point, you're not really keeping track of whether or not they're going starport because you assume that they are by now. No matter what opener you do, you're going to get starport by now. Now, pushing forward, he's kind of pushing everything back. I do like this defensive setup. Like, this looks really good. Very hard to attack into here. These help block for there, and this is going to be the hardest attack path because you're kind of going around. Few vultures running by. The Scarab, does end up dudding there. Tries to get in. Definitely going to have a few unit losses here. Yeah, looks like he's going to lose about 12-ish, 14 supply of vultures pretty quickly. Little double dive in here with these shuttles. Oh, it's only zealots? Well, that's actually not that scary, but he brings in the Reavers after the turrets get removed. So kind of an interesting take. Oh no! Ah! Tolbo, no! Paralyze ends up losing the shuttle with the Reaver in it. Tolbo's a new shuttle. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, so that I don't think did that well for him. Like, he got a little bit of damage. He killed some turrets. He kind of slowed him a little bit, like a few SCVs, I guess. But at the end of the day, as Terran here, I don't think you care too much about that move. It's like, oh, okay, you know, tit for tat, whatever. It's, you know, a little bit going on. Still sitting back in this super, super defensive stance. I'm actually worried about this. I think that you're going to check there very soon as Paralyze, because that could be the next location of an expand. Now, dropping right over the missile turret. Has some Psy Storms in here. Has not opted to use them as of yet. Okay, brings them in. All right, Psy Storms this tank that's in a pretty good position. Oh, might be going for SCVs with this one. Okay, tries to get the SCVs. 3 kills. Not the most. 3 is not super fantastic. Good defensive hold here. 1, 2, 6, 7 factories. No 4th base as of yet. 5th base is on the way, so he lost all that on 4 base, so that's not going to replace super, super easily, but his economy is good. 68 probes on 4 bases is a very, very solid economy. He does, of course, have that double robo play that we're so used to seeing from him. 7, 9 gates right now, so that's, yeah, that's just like a normal amount for, what do I call it, regular activities. Like, he's not all in. He's got good production, but can also expand. So, yeah, like, for instance, an all-in would be something like 3 bases, 10 gates. If you see that, you're like, okay, well, don't leave your base. Yeah, anyways, the 3 new shuttles coming out. Good setup still here. I'm very interested for the next step here for JYJ. Because it's kind of straightforward for Paralyze. Continue to macro up, expand over here, and he's going to want to expand again too. Probably to here, but I could see him going there. Oh, wait, hold on. And, of course, a little bit of harassment during this time too. Gets another storm off there. Doesn't look like the storms do too much. Yeah, they do some damage, but not really kills. So, good defensive play once again from JYJ. Keeps that economy intact. 56 SCVs is pretty good. And he'll clear that out. So anyways, for JYJ, I mean, for Paralyze, again, it's pretty straightforward. You continue to kind of harass a little bit, move around, clear things as you can, any weak spots. Maybe expand here, maybe expand here. There's a chance to expand here. Like, some Protosses will expand there. Although I think it's like, the way he's playing is kind of methodical. It feels more like he should take the next expansion in line. Either way, for JYJ, as I said, what I'm interested in is what is the next move. And it looks like he wants to take a very strong defensive stance right here. Incredibly important that this doesn't get broken. If this gets broken, he's likely to lose the game because he's expanding to this as his fourth. Now, there is another storm drop in here. Oh! Okay, I'm not sure exactly how many he had before that, but that was actually pretty good. He got a lot of SCVs there. A 4-way repair somehow. Loses his science facility down here. Not surprised. Like I said a couple minutes ago, it's going to be time to check this base because this is it's not an unheard of fourth. Kind of uncommon. This is a much more common fourth, but like, you know, you want to check it because it might be taken. So he ends up losing that. He's going to have to remake his science facility and his starport. So that's pretty annoying, especially considering he doesn't have an upgrade going right now. But he has +3/+1, which is actually pretty much just playable anyways. You don't necessarily have to get +2 and +3 armor. They aren't as powerful. Obviously, you'd like them if the game is going to go longer, which it really looks like it is. Neither player seems like they can kill each other. Like 100% JYJ can't kill Paralyze anytime soon. Paralyze would have to really waste his army like super hard. And JYJ doesn't have a big factory count. As you can see, he's still sitting on 7. 7 is good against aggro storm style for a completely defensive play. And you can see he is, I mean, that was another 10 SCVs down. That is so painful. In fact, even more than that. Oh my God, 40 SCVs left. But yeah, against this aggro storm style, you're kind of accounting for losing pieces of your economy, and 7 factory is a good refill rate for very defensive play that looks like this. So not that bad, but like you can't really kill your opponent when you're on 7 factory. It's super, super difficult, super rare, because you're just not going to have as many units to attack with. You want to reinforce really quickly. He is catching a few probes on a transfer here. Paralyze trying to get this base up and running. So that is a good catch. Obviously not as good as what Paralyze has been doing to him. Some more missile turrets going to be going up. More speed shuttles look like they want to dive in and deal some damage. This, oh, he targeted that shuttle down. That was a target with the missile turret, and that had 4 High Templars in it. Dude, the speed of some of these pros is unreal. The fact that he's grabbing a single missile turret and targeting it on the correct shuttle as it comes in, like, he literally had to go over, click the shuttles most likely to see the low health one and target it, but also he might have just looked at the position and decided that's the one that probably has High Templars. In fact, Best did that against Sharp in ASL last season, where he put the High Templars in the forward shuttle because he knew Sharp would target the backward shuttle, and that allowed him to get Storms, which won the game. Like, crazy, crazy moves. Anyways, here comes, that is the shuttle. Oh, he only gets one of them out. That was the 4 High Templar shuttle. Really great defensive hold here from JYJ. Some very strong defense matrices coming out. And now what is the next step? I think you have a few options. One would be to kind of push across this way and take this base. Another would be to push in and hold this center, and that kind of allows you to decide which way to go, because Protoss has to run way around at that point. So that allows you to do things like push up here, and then if they're running around, you have plenty of time to get back. Another would be to push up slowly to here and try to take this base, right? So those are kind of the ways that JYJ can go. I don't know which way he's going to go. Like, I'm very interested to see, because this is such a common position on Dominator. Playing a 4-base game that looks like this, where you have this really well set up defense, but are you attacking? Are you expanding? What do you want to do from here? And that can be the hard thing to decide. And the things I just described, I see good and bad points to each of them. I've seen pros do each of them. I'm personally a little bit of a fan of taking the center over. Light has done that a lot. It looks like he might go for that. He's laying a few mines, laying a few tanks. Just holding this area, it's one of the more interesting areas on all the modern maps, because it forces the rotation of units to skirt along these edges, and it just makes the unit movement take a lot longer. So this is not a full committal into the center, This is a denial of moving through center, though, which is maybe as good. You still can't move through center there, so that's probably good. That'll slow you. Okay, so he is moving forward towards the bottom left. This is not good. I think Paralyze is actually way favored right here. As you see, a ton of zealots coming up. He actually threw an EMP down there and will pick off some of these shuttles with the help of that. It's pretty good micro back, but I don't think anyone can deny this was better for Paralyze. He will end up losing a lot of supply, but that was a lot of tanks. That was a vessel. That was several Goliaths that ended up going down. So I guess it wasn't as bad for JYJ as it kind of looked to me, but it was, I don't think that was good. That was only a portion of his army as well. Look at the amount of army that's still left at home. I've seen this a lot on this map where like you have more sitting defensively than you would normally on other maps. I've definitely struggled with that myself as well, where it's like, do you bring everything? Like, how do you manage this correctly? Because a counterattack would be so deadly. But yeah, he's attacking with like only a portion of his army, which is always a little bit scary. But this is only a portion of Paralyze's army as well. Very good setup with the mines. You can see how this part holding the center has kind of built into this push as well. I would love to see him get another command center down. He might just float one. Oh, no, there is another command center. Okay, so he is planning on this base next. So he's going to deny this nexus. If you can just deny these two bases, and obviously this one too. This is always the last base taken on this map, is the other main's third. But yeah, if you can just deny those bases down to the bottom, and then you take this as your fifth, you can just win off of that. Like that is a real possibility. It's not like 100% of the time you will, but like it just doesn't leave. Like Protoss generally gets more and more wasteful as the game goes on and needs that big economy. You know, obviously if they get carriers or something, it's a different story, or like a really good recall, something like that, or they've dealt damage all game. But yeah, here comes another attack as he is trying to clear out this base. Some good Psystorm drops tons of damage onto these siege tanks. And it looks like JYJ's army will get cleaned up here without getting the Nexus. Still 60 probes against those 46 SCVs. Now unsieging everything else. So he attacked with like 2/3 of his army here. Now he's rebuilt some and he's attacking with most of the rest of his army. Although it looks like we had a mishotkey here. That's a whole group sitting back, while two other groups make their way across the map. Huge mistake there. Okay, it finally does come in, but a little bit late. He's losing half of his army before the rest of it gets up. So that is definitely a bit of a flub there from JYJ. All right, forces those goons back. Nice mine hit as they retreated. More Psystorm's going to come out before those goons die. Yeah, he has that Kadarian amulet as well, so a lot more Psystorms than anticipated. More units floating out. Gonna go ahead and land this. Looks like control tower next to a command center is funny to me for some reason. I must be a nerd. More Psystorms, really doing a great job of holding this off, but he's not really been mining from there for a while. So the economy is not super great. Look, mined out, mined out, mined out. Okay, okay. Not mining. So he's on 2 mining bases. We have 2 mining bases here. Third one is being added. A lot of SCVs sent down because he is mined out of those 2 bases. So JYJ really is taking control of this game right now. This is still a highly mobile, highly dangerous army from Paralyze. I could see him, like, if he can take control of this position. I told you guys before, if you take this position, it can lead to a victory. The thing is, the game's getting really dirty, so I don't feel like that's necessarily the case anymore, but a storm drop down here. Oh my God, he kills every SCV. So between this base going down and now breaking this position, this is like one of the most important positions on the entire map for this matchup, because as soon as you hold this base has to go. So he's shutting down 2 bases simultaneously. Now, this base will get shut down as well, so we're going to get down to 1 mining base on both sides, but another storm drop in here gets rid of that. Oh my God, absolute madness right now. Some good D-matrices going down. The siege tanks going to be eliminated by storm plus zealots running up on top of them. Just crazy. Just crazy. Hold on. What's left? Okay, we have more SCVs down here. Does he have more storms? No. He just ran that shuttle away. Very, very, very close game right now. Ooh, really deadly mine hit there. Still just the 7 factories. What a wild game. He's unsieged from the center. You got to kind of bring everything together. This is not enough economy for Protoss. He is just moments before he's dead in this game. Like, he needs to shut this base down 100%. And he needs to shut this base down. 2 bases against 1. Yeah, it really does look like JYJ is about to take this game. Woo. What a game, though. Let's see what Paralyze's final attack is going to look like. Really some superb games. I'm just so happy right now. JYJ has always been very strong against Protoss as well. All right, getting in on top of these siege tanks. Might have a good storm. That's a great storm right there, but there's just, I don't think there's enough units to make the difference here. Another great storm. Another really fantastic storm. He's clearing way more than you would imagine. But it's not enough, and we'll be seeing a GG. Excellent game. Excellent game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.